Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're jumping headfirst into the world of paid social media advertising, a place where fortunes are made and millions can vanish, sometimes in just a matter of days.
Let's just start with this. This is the kind of email that makes your stomach drop. It's the moment all the pressure, all the strategy comes down to one person and one decision. And it's right before the biggest shopping day of the year.
And this is the person who got that email. Meet Ming. She's a senior media strategist, and her client, Mattress, is basically pinning all their Black Friday hopes on her. But there's a problem. The campaign's a mess. The data is confusing, nothing's working like it should, and that clock is ticking loud.
Now, to really get what Ming is up against, we need to understand the basic rules of the game for paid social. This isn't about guesswork. It's about knowing which levers you can pull and, maybe more importantly, knowing which ones you can't touch.
This is rule number one, and it's a big one. As a marketer, your job is to control the inputs. You don't control the algorithm. You can't just tell Facebook or TikTok what to do. The best you can do is give it the right signals, the right ingredients, and then watch what it cooks up.
So what are those inputs? Well, think of it as your toolkit. You've got the brief, what are you even trying to do? You've got your budget and bids, how much are you willing to pay? You have targeting, who are you talking to? The creative, what are you showing them? And finally, tracking, how you tell the platform if it's working or not. That's it. Mastering these 5 things is the whole job. And on the other side, the black box, the algorithm. This is the platform's secret weapon. It's constantly running billions of calculations trying to predict if a specific person will click your specific ad. It's playing a giant game of matchmaker, trying to find the perfect ad for the perfect person at the perfect price, all while keeping them scrolling. You can influence it for sure, but you can't control it.
Okay, so we've got the rules of the game down. Now let's get back to Ming and see how she's trying to use her 2 biggest levers, who she's targeting and what she's showing them to solve this Mighty Rest puzzle.
And this is where it starts to get really tricky. Mighty Rest used to have 1 target audience. Now they have 3, and they're all totally different. You've got your sleepless achievers, your Gen Z comfort seekers, and your wellness boomers. They all could work, but they are pulling the entire brand in opposite directions.
To deal with this, Ming built this beautiful, complex map. You can see it here. For Gen Z, it's all about user-generated TikToks. For boomers, it's long-form testimonial videos on Facebook. On paper, it looks amazing, right? But in practice, it's stretching her team to the breaking point and just creating total chaos.
Which brings us to the single most powerful lever in that toolkit, the creative. Seriously, you can have the most perfect dialed-in targeting in the world, but if your ad is garbage, you're literally just throwing money away. The algorithms are built to reward one thing above all else: attention.
And here's why that matters so much. Creative is your price lever. A better ad, one that the algorithm thinks people will actually watch and engage with, gets you a discount. The platform will literally charge you less to show a good ad than a bad one. It's that simple.
So Ming knows she needs better creative, but this is exactly where she's stuck. She's caught in this horrible catch-22 that pretty much every paid social strategist on the planet knows and hates. It's called the creative trap.
To get the trap, you have to understand something called the learning phase. When you launch a campaign, the algorithm is kinda dumb. It needs time and data, usually about 50 sales or leads, to learn who the right people are for your ad. But here's the catch. If you make any big changes, like you swap in new creative or jack up the budget, boom, you reset the whole process, and it has to start learning from scratch.
And that is Ming's exact problem. She has to test new ads to find a winner, right? But every time she does, she risks resetting the learning phase and killing any momentum she has. So she's trapped. Don't test, and you stagnate. Test, and you break the system. It's a nightmare. And to make matters worse, she can't just copy what her competitors are up to. I mean, look at this data. It shows this huge disconnect between where brands spend their money and where people actually spend their time. Instagram gets way more ad dollars than it does user attention. Meanwhile, platforms like YouTube are totally underserved. Following the herd here is a recipe for disaster.
So let's put it all together. We have the black box algorithm, the 3 competing personas, and the creative trap. With all that in mind, let's go back to Ming's desk. Her CMO just told her, pick 1 persona, 1 platform, and make it work. Let's look at her options.
Okay, option number 1. She could just go all in on TikTok with the Gen Z crowd. The upside? This is great for the brand's future. It builds authenticity and awareness.
The downside, and it's a huge one, is that it's just not driving sales right now. The campaign is super unstable, and it's probably not going to deliver for Black Friday.
Option 2, she could focus everything on Meta for those sleepless achievers. This group is the most likely to buy, giving her the immediate return on ad spend that her CMO is desperate for. But the ads are getting old, the audience isn't that big, and this is the campaign that's stuck in that dreaded creative trap.
Her last option is to push all her chips toward the wellness boomers on Facebook. The great thing here is that when these customers buy, they spend a lot of money. The problem, they are slow. They need to see a bunch of ads, read everything, and really think about it. And slow is not what you want to be 8 days before Black Friday.
So that's it. 3 very different choices, each with a massive upside and a terrifying downside. It's a classic battle between long-term brand building and short-term survival, between high risk, high reward, and a safer, slower path. Black Friday is just around the corner. Knowing everything we just went through, which horse would you back?